Automatic feeding on a large-scale farm. 6 battery-powered feeding robots from Wasserbauer supply more than 1,000 dairy cows at the Mezőfalva Farm in Hungary. Precisely, reliably, and around the clock. What is being built here is one of the country's most modern new farm projects, a facility that shows how far automated agriculture has already come today. We were on site with our cameras to give you a comprehensive insight into the technical solutions and the impressive scale of Hungarian milk production. Just an hour's drive south of Budapest, in the wide, open landscape of central Hungary, lies the Mezőfalva Farm. It's a large dairy operation that belongs to the GSD Agrar Group. This family-run company cultivates around 10,000 hectares of farmland and is one of the key players in Hungary's agricultural sector. The owner introduces the site and explains what has happened here in recent years.
My name is Balázs Dorogi. We are at Mezőfalvai Tejhasznú Kft. in Mezőfalva. It is in Hungary. And this company is owned by our family. It used to was a government-owned company, but in 2007 we bought the company group, and with this acquisition we buy this milking unit dairy farm as well. It was quite an old-fashioned farm, and we had to decide to renew and rebuild the whole farm. We did it 2 years ago. Now we finished with 2 new barns with 520 units each barn, and we built 60 stalls of rotary parallel, and we installed a robot feeding system from Wasserbauer.
Feeding a herd of this size with robots sounds like a major challenge. Szilárd Homane, the sales partner for Wasserbauer equipment in Hungary, still remembers well how the project came together 2 years ago.
So our story started with butlers. We sold about 15-20 pieces of butler feed pushers, and then a short while after we turned to Wasserbauer if they could take the responsibility to feed close to or even more than 1,000 cows in a new turnkey project. And we went there in person, and they said immediately yes, which was a happy thing to me. And actually we started quite quickly, which means that after 3 months or something we signed a contract with them and with this farming company, and let's say 6 months later the first kitchen was delivered.
The kitchen Szilárd refers to is the place where the ration for the animals is prepared. The different feed components are taken from the silos and filled into the dosing containers, the so-called ports. Ports are available in many different designs and sizes, from 18 to 60 cubic meters. Thanks to a modular system, Wasserbauer can design the feed kitchen to fit each farm individually. Depending on size and feed components, the ports need to be refilled only every 2 to 4 days. A scraper floor transports the feed to the milling unit, which doses the material onto the cross conveyor belt behind it. The belt brings the feed to a central drop-off point where the Shuttle Eco is filled. This is Wasserbauer's name for its battery-powered feeding robots. The individual components are added and mixed according to the exact specifications. The conveyor belt stands on weighing feet, and the robot also has its own scale. It always knows exactly how much has already been loaded and takes into account the feed still on the belt. This ensures precise dosing. A few more words about the ports, which at Wasserbauer are positioned horizontally and not inclined upward like those of other manufacturers. This way, the feed cannot slide back and stays fresh longer, following the principle first in, first out. The scraper floor reaches right to the edges, meaning no leftovers remain. When silage is removed using a block cutter or shear grab, it stays fresh for a long time. Only later, Through the knives of the milling roller is the material shredded and prepared for mixing. For the straw and hay ports, there is a sieve behind the milling rollers. This cuts the material even shorter so the cows cannot sort it out. The sieve is available with different hole sizes, either 25 or 35 millimeters, and for bedding systems 65 millimeters. All motors are controlled by frequency inverters. This way, they can intelligently adjust their speed to the current load. If resistance at the milling unit increases, the scraper floor slows down. If things run more smoothly again, the scraper floor automatically speeds up. The chains are lubricated automatically. Stainless steel covers and a powder-coated frame permanently protect the boxes from corrosion. In addition to the classic roughage ports, the Mezőfalva Farm also has 2 additional dosing containers for moist feed components. Here, brewer's grains and carrots. At the same point, concentrate, protein and mineral feed are added from the tall silos. 2 such feed kitchens were built on this farm, 1 for each barn. Each kitchen is served by 3 Shuttle eco robots that deliver the required feed to the cows.
So the truth is that with these 6 robots, we could easily deliver these 60 tons for more than 1,000 cows every day. But the system could deliver more, which means that they could have more cows, or they could have some extension in the barn, whatever. However, it's not under discussion, but the system allows this.
Such large-scale projects are nothing unusual for the feeding specialists from Upper Austria. Wasserbauer operates worldwide and even sells its technology as far away as Australia. Their product range includes not only the Shuttle Eco feeding robot, but also the Butler feed pusher, the lift silo mill, and the fly pit bedding robot. The manufacturer has extensive experience in automating agricultural operations, so it was no surprise that the installation here in Hungary went completely smoothly.
We got a huge support, very serious support from Wasserbauer in the installations, but not only in the installations, even before. And I was really surprised when 2 guys arrived to the farm from Wasserbauer, 22, 23 years old guys. And during 5 days, they could make the complete installation of the kitchen. And the second week was only the fine-tuning. It was so quick and so smooth that it was incredible.
Back to the feed kitchen. After the Shuttle Eco is filled, it returns to the charging station for mixing, a solid plate bolted to the floor. Wasserbauer uses the latest battery technology with high quality, extremely durable lithium-ion cells. Once mixing is complete, the robot heads to the animals. It navigates using magnets in the ground. This allows it to cover long distances and be used in multiple barns without difficulty. If it encounters an obstacle, it stops immediately. The wear-resistant plastic container holds 2.2 cubic meters. Wasserbauer uses a gentle free-fall mixing system with a vertical auger. The ration is distributed evenly along the feed table depending on the distance traveled. The robot also has a butler function. With a lowering blade, it can push feed back to the animals to stimulate intake. Immediately after switching to the system, milk production increased.
I have to mention that after starting the first kitchen, after a short while, which means a week or 10 days, we experienced a definite higher feed intake and a definite higher milk increase in production. I was surprised and everyone was surprised, but it happened.
Previously, the animals were fed using a large self-propelled feed mixer wagon. With the robots, the farm now has much more control over feeding.
So before the robot system, our feeding system was a little bit messy, and we didn't do the feeding on the right time. We cannot measure back how much feed we gave to the cows, and was really not under control. So with the robot system, we really expect that we can control the amount of feed what we would like to give to the cows. Also, the mixture is better because we mixing a smaller unit in the robot, and also we can feed several times per day, which means that we can give a more fresh feed front to the cows.
In the middle of the barn, there is a cow driving alley. Sensors ensure that the robots may only pass this point when the gates are open. So, what has changed on the farm thanks to automatic feeding? And how are the cows coping with the system? No one can answer these questions better than employee Naomi. As feeding manager, she spends every day in the barn with the animals and oversees all the processes.
My job is to create the recipes and optimize the cow's feed intake. I also collect and present the data we gather. At the end of July, we moved into this new barn with 520 cows. Back then, we fed the cows twice a day with a self-propelled feed mixer. We divided the cows into 4 groups: fresh cows, first lactation cows, and 2 high-performance groups. Since mid-January, we have been feeding the cows in this barn with robots. This allows us to feed several times a day, not just twice as before. Some groups get 8 runs from the robot, others get 9, and some even 10 feed-ins per day. The cows adapted very well to the change. We aligned the robot's feeding routes with the milking times. When the cows return from milking, they find fresh feed waiting for them, so they can eat right away and then have enough time to rest. I can easily adjust the robot settings via a web interface. Recipe changes, herd adjustments, basically everything, at any time and from anywhere. This makes my work so much easier because with just a few clicks I can make changes without even being on site. Pár kattintással tudok módosítani, és ezt akár otthonról is el tudom végezni. A korábbiakhoz képest, amikor Compared to before, when the self-propelled mixer wagon came to the barn only twice a day, the robots now make a total of 36 runs. The cows adapted quickly, stay calm when the robots arrive, and eat more consistently, which increases milk yield and overall milk production. Ezáltal javult a tejleadás is, növekedett a tejtermelésünk. A TMR a következőkből áll. The ration consists of maize silage, alfalfa silage, rye silage, barley straw, carrots, concentrates and molasses. Az önjáró etetőkocsihoz képest a robotok Compared to before, the robot's TMR is much more consistent. The feed is well cut and mixed homogeneously, much better than with the self-propelled mixer wagon. Sokkal elégedettebb vagyok ezzel a TMR-rel, mint az önjáró etetőkocsiéval. Én nagyon örülök, amikor azt látom. Every time I enter the barn, I am happy to see that the cows enjoy eating the freshly distributed feed and spend a lot of time resting. This makes their feed intake, resting time and milk production much more balanced overall. Takarmányfelvétele, pihenési ideje és a tejleadása is.
Thanks to electronic connectivity, Naomi can manage the entire feeding system on her own. The robots never get sick and never need vacation. They work around the clock, 365 days a year. That is a huge advantage for the farm, because skilled labor is also scarce in Hungary.
Before the robots, we need 2 persons per day who do the feeding of the cows. And now today, one colleague in the morning can do the loading of the ports, and after that the unit or the robot system can work alone. Only one person needs to take a control on the robots, but she can do it on her mobile phone. And if there's something, they send an alert to her, and she can handle it.
The Wasserbauer feeding system is fully scalable. There are no upper limits. That was one of the reasons why the Hungarian farm chose this manufacturer.
We choose Wasserbauer because this system can handle more robots all together in one display. And also, what was the main point for us, the production is not too far from us. It's just nearby to Hungary. And even if some COVID issue came or something like this, over the sea is difficult to handle the after-sales things and maintenance. With the Hungarian dealer, we have a good connection and a good relationship, and we have a trust in each other. So that's another reason to choose the Wasserbauer robot system.
Reliability is absolutely crucial for this technology because feeding happens 365 days a year. In case of a malfunction, both the manufacturer and the sales partner support the customer.
That's a huge thing nowadays, that we have technical possibilities. Everyone has a smartphone, and Wasserbauer can support us remotely. But very quickly, even within 5 minutes, the answer comes back, and the help arrives very soon, immediately, if there is any kind of problem comes up. We have technicians, of course. We can be here within 2 hours, but this helps a lot, especially in software things, that we have these remote possibilities to solve the software issues.
The dairy operation of GSD Agra in Mezőfalva is an impressive example of how modern milk production, through the use of robotics, can become more animal-friendly, more efficient, and more labor-friendly. If you have any questions about the farm or the installed technology, feel free to leave them in the comments. We and the experts from Wasserbauer will answer as quickly as possible. Support our work with a subscription to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed this exclusive insight into a large Hungarian dairy farm. You can find more information about Wasserbauer's different automation solutions on the manufacturer's website and social media channels.